Let me take a few minutes. First, to recognize the leadership of Mayor Bowser. Mayor, first time I saw you was a year ago exactly. We were in the middle of that terrible storm. I was coming at that time, just a few months here in Washington, and somehow I learned about crisis. My previous job was about crisis. I was Minister of Defense for Colombia, and unfortunately during my tenure, we were in permanent crisis. All the time we were confronting challenges very difficult. And I saw you confronting that terrible storm, but I saw your leadership. And honestly, I was very impressed. I saw what I saw on TV, later I saw you personally, and yes, you are a true leader, so thank you for what you do for this city, where all of us live. Thank you for hosting us, and thank you for allowing us to have this wonderful event. Let me start by reminding you all that we are Colombia. Colombia is with two O's. This is not District of Colombia with a U. This is Colombia. Okay? Don't forget that. Colombia with two O's. Alright? Which then we're going to have District of Colombia. Then we're going to have Colombia tonight. The story of Colombia is a very special one, and you know, when Mayor Bowser allowed us to have this event, and all of you for this conference, I couldn't see a better group of people to come. Because of course, it's great to host you, but it's great to tell the story to leaders like you. You are leaders in your own communities, you are leaders in your own cities, you can spread the word of what you see here to your own people, and they will believe you because you are their natural leaders, the mayors of different towns, different cities of this country. And the truth is that many of your offices, you have investment offices, trade offices, immigration offices, and let me tell you, I can assure you, in every town you are, there's Latin American communities, and I promise, Colombians. I assure you, you have Colombians in every town of this country. And I know you will see them later, and you will remind them, and you will take care of them somehow. In the meantime, let me tell you why this story of Colombia and the United States is so special. We are the most close allies in the Western Hemisphere. We are the longest standing democracies in the Western Hemisphere, Colombia and the United States. We have had a long relationship. Our first ambassador came to the United States in 1823. Imagine how long this relationship has been. Then we went together to the Korean War. The only Latin American country that went to Korean War was Colombia, shoulder to shoulder with the United States. Then we have shared different terms and values. But I have to tell you, some like 16, 17 years ago, we were in the worst crisis ever in our history. Our country was really in the middle of a serious trouble. For many experts, Colombia was seen as a failed nation. Many experts said that in this embassy role, you know, and they said that because Colombia had the worst homicide rate levels in the world, because we have more crimes than any other country, and because part of the country was controlled either by terrorism, either by drug traffickers, either by paramilitary, somehow the country was not even able to control. Drug trafficking, that disease that is affecting your cities. Here's consumption, there is production. And now things change. Somehow here they are producing, and somehow they now are consuming. This is a world problem. All of us need to work together. But at a point, let me tell you, that the only friend Colombia had was the United States of America.
Buenas noches. Isn't this a beautiful home representing a beautiful country and an outstanding ambassador? Please join me in thanking Ambassador Paizon for his hospitality. Good evening all. I'm Mayor Muriel Bowser, and I am the Mayor of Washington, D.C. Nation's capital, and no offense to the Colombian cities, but the best city in the world. Okay. okay, mayors, I know. I am also a very proud member of the United States Conference of Mayors, and we are always proud every winter to host the winter meeting in Washington, D.C. When I became mayor, I was talking to Tom, and I said, Tom, you mean the mayor of Washington, D.C. doesn't host a party for 300 mayors? He said, well, not yet. And I said, well, let's do it. So last year we started, and we were with the ambassador from Qatar, and this year the ambassador from Colombia was so gracious to host us. And I want to thank all of the Colombian people, the mayors from Colombia, the ambassadors that I've met here. Where are all the ambassadors who are here? Raise your hands. Give them a big round of applause. We have a wonderful diplomatic corps in Washington. Cities are laboratories for innovation. We can get things done more quickly, we can research, we can investigate, and we can test. And then we come to the U.S. Conference of Mayors to share those best practices. So it brings me great pleasure to welcome you to Washington. Hope that everybody has a great time. You may have noticed we're hosting this little thing, the 58th inauguration of the President of the United States. We want everybody to come and have a fantastic time. But not only do we want you to see the mall, but great neighborhoods like you're in and the rest of the great neighborhoods in Washington, D.C.